Okay, guys, so this week we are going to be in our unit. We are going to be talking about insects. And so, our essential question for the week is, what do you know about insects and how are they alike or different? And so, we're going to just be looking at all sorts of different types of insects and just learning a little bit more about them. So, our weekly opener, I assigned that for you in Wonders if you want to look at that. This is just an extension of our weekly opener, just talking about different types of insects. And I'm just going to add this on before I put the interactive read aloud on because I thought that these were really cool. And so this first one just talks about butterflies. And it says, many butterflies have bright, colorful wings with fancy markings, and we know that that butterflies are definitely a type of insect. It says it might look a little like one, but a spider is not an insect. A spider is an arachnid, which means it has 8 legs instead of 6. And boys and girls, we've actually talked about this in class before where we have said, all insects have 3 things in common. And I want you to think about and tell a family member what you remember about what we learned. There's 3 things, 3 parts that an insect has, and then we all know that insects have 6 legs. Now a spider has 8 legs, so it's not included in the insect family, it's included in the arachnid family. This is a firefly. It says part of the firefly's body lights up. Each kind of firefly flashes its light in a different pattern. That's really, really interesting. I've actually never seen fireflies out at night. So if you've ever seen a firefly, you need to tell me about that because I think that that's really interesting that each kind of firefly flashes its light in a different pattern. I'm just wondering now how many different firefly patterns there are in the world. That's really crazy. We all know ladybugs. Ladybugs are red with black spots on their bodies. They fly and creep around on short legs. So here's a little ladybug. And I don't know if that's an aphid right there that it's going to go and eat, but I know I'm going to connect this to a story. It's an Eric Carle story called The Grouchy Ladybug, and I know I learned from that story that ladybugs eat other little bugs called aphids. So I'm wondering if that might be a little aphid on that branch. So it might be lunch for the ladybug. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to close out of this, and I'm going to go into our interactive read aloud because you are going to be listening to the story Hide and Seek. And this is a really cool story because, again, we're going to be learning about more insects, but I want you to listen to the story and, again, think about how do insects hide themselves in nature? And there's a lot of interesting ways. And we're also talking about visualization. So visualizing in your mind, there's going to be a lot of descriptive words in the story. So as you're listening, I just want you to think about the insect, think about what they're talking about, and see if you can think about a time of where you might have seen one of these insects, or just picturing in your mind what it might be like for this insect to hide in nature. And there is, again, a key vocabulary word that we use to describe when an insect hides itself. I'm not going to call it out right now. I just want you to think about it. What is that word? When an animal hides itself, what is it doing? All right, here we go.
Insect hide and seek. What insects have you seen outdoors? Did you look at them closely? What did you see? Insects are all around us, but they can be hard to find. That's because some insects are good at hiding. Their colors and shapes blend with their surroundings and protect them from enemies. In order to spot these insects, you have to look very closely. Have you ever looked at the stem of a rose? The stem has sharp points called thorns. A thorn bug's shape makes it look like one of these thorns. Since thorns aren't tasty, most hungry animals will go right past thorn bugs. Look at the stem in the photo. Can you find the thorn bug? How does it resemble the thorns? Young thorn bugs have another way to protect themselves. They shake together when they sense danger. Their mother feels the stem move and comes to help. Look at the twig in the photo. Can you find the walking stick hiding? It looks as if it is part of the twig. That is its disguise. The name walking stick fits this insect perfectly because the shape of its body makes it look like a stick. It is like a thorn bug because it is shaped like a part of a plant. This helps the insect to hide. However, its texture, the way it feels when you touch it, is quite different from the thorn bugs. This insect has the rough texture of a branch or twig. Walking sticks are among the longest insects in the world. One kind of walking stick is 13 inches long. Most of the time, these insects keep still. If they move at all, they move very slowly. When a tree branch sways in the wind, the walking stick sways right along with it. When you smell a flower, are you also sniffing an insect? It's possible, because when a praying mantis sits on a flower, its green or brown color blends right in. As the mantis flutters and lands on a flower, it seems gentle and harmless. And for people, that is true. However, this insect hides on flowers in order to catch and eat other insects. Look at the photo. Can you find the praying mantis on the flower? The praying mantis, like the walking stick, sits very still. However, when another insect, such as a bee or butterfly, comes by, watch out. The mantis has legs that look like knives and a mouth like a can opener. It uses them to trap and eat the insect. In this way, the praying mantis is different from both the walking stick and the thorn bug. Birds search for food in a tree, but they probably don't notice a treat that's right in front of their beaks. That's because a katydid has a body shape and color that imitates a leaf. It even has veins in its wings that look like the veins on a leaf. So the katydid stays safe by blending with its surroundings, just as the praying mantis, walking stick, and thorn bug do. Look at the photo. Can you find the katydid? While a katydid may not be seen, it can certainly be heard. On warm nights, you might hear groups of them singing to one another. They make their distinctive sound by rubbing their front legs together, and some people think they sound like they are singing the words, Katy did, Katy didn't, Katy did, Katy didn't. In this way, the katydid is quite different from the praying mantis, walking stick, and thorn bug.
All right, so I hope that you had fun looking at some of those different bugs, boys and girls. I want you just to talk about and see if you've ever seen any of these types of bugs hanging around your backyard, or if just when you've been out in nature, if you've been able to spot some of these bugs as they have been hiding themselves against branches and leaves and all of those different things. So definitely some interesting bugs out there. So I will post this if you guys want to use it, and then again I will have the story up for in just a minute. So thanks, guys.